Okay, so I'm back just quickly making a update on the reed that I grafted on the 16th of May last year. It was the only reed budwood that I could find in my area. I was looking for years for reed budwood and I couldn't find, and then one day I got lucky and it was in May, which was winter, and I did these indoors and I kept them indoors over the whole winter. And this is one of those reeds. It's grown quite nicely, this one. I think I grafted, I have to go back on the video that I made, but I think I grafted around 12 of them, and at the end 5 survived. I planted one that died that I took out, and I'll show you where I planted it now. Right over here, the one that I planted died, and luckily I had a backup and I planted this one quite recently, a week ago to be exact, and he is starting to push new buds. I had a lot of aloes and things growing in this area, and I think maybe the aloes has got some sort of a serum in its roots that prevent other plants around it to grow. So because the little reed that I planted here was the strongest one, he didn't make it. So there we've got the other reed, also planted a week ago, and I'll take you to the third one. This is the 2-year-old seedling that flowered last year. It dropped all the little fruits, so I'm keeping this tree to see what it's doing this season, if it's flowering and if the fruits stick. Just quickly, here's that little lamb again with a couple of fruits on. 1-year-old lamb. Okay, so here I have 2 more of those reeds. You can see the one is pushing out new leaves over here. I don't think it was the greatest rootstocks that I grafted these on, but you can see those grafts have healed very nicely. They all just look like that. Here's the other little one. See, just supporting the graft union there with a piece of tape. So these 2 are the weakest. This one's coming through stronger now, but these 2 are the weakest of the bunch that I grafted. I've got the 2 there now, 1 and 2, and I'll take you to the back where I've got the other one. Right, so here's the other lamb, and about 3 meters left of it. Got a little compost pile going in the back. But this is the strongest one of the lot of these reeds. This one I planted, I think it was November. I'm not sure, I didn't make a note of the date that I planted it. Let's see. Okay, that's the date that I grafted it. It was on a like 8-9 month year old seedling that I grafted this on the 26th of May 23. You can see this is the dead wood of the original seedling. Obviously it's dehydrated now, so it shrunk a little bit, but it was also just a little bit thicker than that, so it was quite a thin one. But yeah, you can see I did some whitewashing here for the hot summer days, but you can see this guy's growing nice and lush. It had very little foliage on it, about that much, and it's just put out. So I think this tree's happy over here. I have installed a new dripper line from tree to tree, just these circles. I still need to insert the drippers. I've done 2 rings around this lamb has because it's growing quite vigorously, so I want to water further away from the drip line of the tree. I want to water there, so the drippers will perspirate in there, and the tree will, those feeder roots just beyond that drip line will go after the water there, giving me the opportunity to grow the root system out quicker. So the further away I think the water is, the roots will go and search for that water. So I'll have a bit of water there, and I'll have water there, and I think that's the way to water the trees. The best way is, on the perimeter, just outside the perimeter of the furthest foliage points on these trees on the drip line, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's just a quick update on the reeds. They're beautiful trees, foliage wise. They have beautiful foliage, and I'm super excited. So I've got 3 of the 12 that I grafted in May, and I still have another 2. I'm contemplating. I don't have too much space left to plant more trees, so I'm going to give those 2 to a friend. Maybe he can plant them, but I basically planted the 3 strongest ones that I had. And over here, my plan with this seedling, it's also a vigorous, strong seedling that I planted in the ground. I've pruned it just to keep it down a little bit. Pruned it a lot already, but you can see how healthy this tree is. And my plan is, when this tree is strong enough, or any one of the 3 reeds that I've planted, I'm grafting reed onto this rootstock that's in the ground here already. So that's the plan, to have 4 reeds, 1, 2, and then the other 2 on the other side, and then the lamb I have 2, and then 2 has, and the 1 Fuerte. I said this is a quick update, but I just want to take you to the Fuerte quick. So we've got the Fuerte here. I measured it out. It's 13 meters in circumference, which is quite large. But yeah, it's filled with avos. I had a rough count the other day, and I counted around 60, and there's some of them that's still really small. If he's going to wean, I'm not sure, like these smaller ones. These are quite big. They're actually starting to get to size. A lot of cukes. It's a famous Fuerte characteristic. They all do it. There's cukes leaving those. You can see nice avos. But there's a large amount of cukes. There is a nice Fuerte almost hanging on the ground there. Also did the irrigation around the pipes. Just need to still go and buy the drippers. I didn't buy because I still just needed to do some research on what to buy. This is probably the biggest one on this tree. Yeah, the Fuerte tree is looking good. The first time in 5 years after I grafted it that it's flowered every year, but always just dropped its flowers. If we look in there, here's a bunch hanging there. Before I ever had fruits on my own trees, it was the most frustrating thing watching other people making videos about their fruits and bragging about their fruits hanging on their trees and saying, oh look, the fruits are just hanging everywhere. But it is what it is. These fruits are hanging everywhere. Oh, and there's a beautiful little chameleon. There's a lot of them here. So just wanted to do a update on the Fuerte tree. I'm very excited, and this is my hope for every other backyard avocado grower and better. I hope for them to have more fruits than this. But yeah, it's not a quick thing. It took me five and a half, almost 6 years to get to this point where I have my first. Alright, so that's the Fuerte tree. Some fruits on it, and thanks for watching. I hope if you guys are growing avocados at home, that you have great success, and just be patient. Cheers.